Special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla King of the Monsters for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here, bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building the R-11 Refueler. The R-11 Refueler replaced the R-9 Refueler as the primary mobile refueling vehicle for the United States Air Force. There are currently 3 models of the R-11. The first generation was delivered in 1989 to the Air Force by Oshkosh Truck Corporation and is commonly referred to as the Oshkosh R-11. There's also the Volvo R-11, which deliveries began in 1994, and then the third and newest generation, the International R-11, which saw production and deliveries in 2004. The version we have in front of us here is the International R-11, which is the newest model of the refueling truck. This here is basically what you're going to see on most air bases and everything like that. It's designed to basically be a refueler truck and obviously very important to any type of air base. This is the newest model. The older models obviously being phased out over time, and this one here pretty much has mostly replaced all the older trucks throughout the Air Force. But yeah, really nice modern tanker to use on your maps, and is going to be really nice to have for any air bases or anything like that you may be working on. Before we go and jump in and take a look at this vehicle, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla, King of the Monsters, for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a vehicle request of your choosing, depending on which tier you're sub to. Help support the work I do on my channel, and is obviously greatly appreciated, and all that. So definitely feel free to check it out if you are interested. Anyways, let's go and kind of jump in here and take a look here at the R-11 Refueler and see exactly what we're going ahead and building. So, to go ahead and get started with, we have obviously the cab of the truck here located in the front. Pretty standard cab-like design here for the truck. Nothing really too fancy for it. As we work our way back, we have basically the slide-up doors here, which would house the hoses, and also the equipment and all that stuff, the, instruments and all that stuff to basically operate the pumping system and all that stuff. And then we have the back here, which is basically the tank. Now the tank itself can hold 6,000 US gallons or 23,000 liters. So pretty big tank, and quite a lot of jet fuel this thing can carry around. Obviously we have all the little details here on the side, including like the little emergency shutoff button there, and fenders, all reflectors and stuff like that. As it's a refueling truck, it does have a lot of reflectors, because obviously you don't want anything colliding with this thing. But yeah, really cool truck, pretty large one as well, and again, going to be an awesome addition to any of your air bases as a nice refueling truck. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial, but beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our first layer. We're going ahead and start off with layer 1. For layer 1, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a polished black stone upside stair like this, followed by a second stair directly behind it. We're going to then take our iron trap doors. We're going to place down an iron trap door here, followed by a dark oak with top slab, a iron trap door, and a polished black stone upside down stair. And there's the upside down stair coming off it like so, and that's going to do it for your front axle. One thing I want to mention also is that for this vehicle, you could make this in a tan camo scheme if you do want, though most domestic refueling trucks, at least from my experience, have all been green. But maybe overseas bases or forward operating bases or something like that, you may see some tan versions of this truck. But we're going to be doing it all in a green camouflage or color, just due to the fact that that's most commonly what you are going to see. Anyways, going ahead, continuing on, we want to go and then go to the front up here. We're going to go from the stair here. We're going to go and build over with a polished black stone top slab and place down a second top slab coming off it, and then an end rod out to the side there, like that, for the front muffler. After that's done, we want to go and then grab ourselves a dark oak with trapdoor. We're going to go and skip a space, going back from those polished black stone upside down stairs on both sides, and we're going to basically place those down like so. From this, we want to go and grab ourselves some placeholder blocks. So for this, I'm going to be going ahead and using some yellow concrete, as it stands out and it's easy to delete later. On the right side here, we're going to go back from this trapdoor 1, 2, 3 spaces back, and we're going to go and then place down an additional 1, 2, and 3 dark oak with trapdoors. From this, we're going to skip a space of 1, 2, 3, 4 back, and we're going to then place down a dark oak with fence gate. We're going to have it opened up toward the front, and then coming off that fence gate, we're going to place down a black banner toward the front there like so. And then we can go ahead and place down a polished black stone upside down stair. coming off that fence gate, followed by a second stair on the back of it, and same thing here, 2 upside down stairs back to back like that. On this back side here, their dark oak wood fence gate opened up toward the rear of the vehicle, and then we're going to place down a black banner coming off that fence gate. Now after we have that done, that's going to be our our left side. Over here, we're going to go and move into our right side. The right side here, we're going to go and take our blocks, and we're going to go and count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces back. We're going to go and skip space here and place down our fence gate. So it should be in line with that one over there. Open it toward the front there, and then coming off there, we're going to place down a black banner. We're going to then place down 2 polished black stone stairs back to back like so. Same thing over here. And then coming off the stair, we're going to place down our fence gate, open up toward the rear here, and a black banner coming off like that. And we can go and then delete any of these yellow blocks or any of these blocks we used to count back along the side there. So we should get something that looks like this here for our base. We do actually have to do the axles here between the wheels as well, and for those, super simple. We're going to start off by placing down an iron trapdoor coming off these 2 stairs here in the front, a dark oak wood top slab there in the center, iron trapdoor, dark oak wood top slab, iron trapdoor. So basically the same thing we did for the forward axles. And that right there is going to do it for layer number 1 for the build. This is what it should look like from up above, and with that we're going to move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to each one of these polished black stone upside down stairs, so the 2 stairs back to back. We're going to place down 2 polished black stone stairs on top of these stairs like this all the way around to go ahead and complete our wheels here for the vehicle. After we have that done, we're going to start up our way, or work our way up to the front, and we're going to start from this point and work our way back. To begin with, we want to go and take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of top slabs between those 2 stairs there in the front. Coming off these for the front bumper, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the center one, a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides here, and another fence gate coming off those walls to both sides like that. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame, and also a red stained glass pane. We're going to place down an item frame, which is going to be coming off of this dark oak wood fence gate here, and a red stained glass pane in the item frame, rotating around so it's making a kind of diamond shape like that on the side. Once we have that all complete here, we're going to then grab ourselves a anvil, and also a stone brick wall. We're going to place down an anvil on top of this block here, and then a stone brick wall to both sides, and we're going to do the same thing here for each one of these axles. So an anvil in the center, stone brick wall to both sides, like so. Once we have that all complete, we want to go and then go back up to the front here, and we're going to then take our black shulker boxes. We're going to place down 2 black shulker boxes here on its side, like that on both sides, going forward like that. We then want to go and take our stone buttons, and on the sides of these black shulker boxes, we're going to place down 2 stone buttons, and just like that on both sides there. Once we get to this point, we want to go and grab a green terracotta, and we're just going to place down a row of 3 green terracotta across between those black shulker boxes. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to go and grab our mossy cobblestone walls. And we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks back, and they should connect up to the stone brick walls. So just like this, going all the way back, like so, and they connect up to the rear there like so. Now once we get to this point, we want to go and then go to the sides, and we're going to place down a, we're going to start with the left side. We're going to place down a green terracotta block, a green shulker box, and another green terracotta block. We're going to then grab item frames, and on the sides of those green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down item frames. In those item frames, we're going to place down white beds, and we're going to go ahead and rotate the white beds so the pillows are facing toward the outsides there, like that. If you are on Java Edition, or basically any version that isn't Bedrock, you can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign over the item frames on the side of the block like that. If you're on Bedrock, you won't be able to do that, so just place down the item frames, and that goes for the rest of the build. And then lastly, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves a tripwire hook and place down a tripwire hook coming off the center shulker box. Once that's done, we're going to then go to the top of these 3 dark oak wood trapdoors, again still on the left side, and we're going to place down 3 shulker boxes back. Tripwire hook coming off the center block, and we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves dark oak wood buttons. And we're going to place down a dark oak wood button here on the sides of those 2 blocks. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood fence gate, open up toward this mossy cobblestone wall like so. And we want to go and then grab ourselves a grindstone, and we're going to be placing down a grindstone, which is going to be coming off of this mossy cobblestone wall here. After that's done, We're gonna go and then grab our dark oak wood stairs. So we'll go ahead and go over here and grab it. We'll place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, come off this mossy cobblestone wall on top of that fence gate here. Dark oak wood sign on the side here if you're able to, and then an item frame. And then in that item frame, we're gonna place down a white bed. Now this white bed we want to angle so the pillow is facing downwards and it's at an angle like that for the fender. And then on the back here, we're gonna go ahead and basically do the same exact thing. So just like this, dark oak wood upside down stair, item frame, white bed in the item frame, rotate and angle, and a dark oak wood sign if we're able to. And that's going to form up your left side there. Going ahead and moving into our right side, we have a little bit of a different design here. To begin with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair like that, a top slab behind it, and then there a dark oak wood stair going back from the top slab. On the sides of these two stairs, we're going to place down item frames, white beds in those item frames, and the same thing we did on the other side here. We're going to make sure that the pillows are facing toward the outsides like that. And we're going to then place down dark oak wood signs on the sides of the stair if we're able to. After that's complete, we want to go and then place down a end rod, which is going to go back from this dark oak wood stair, and we're going to go leave that as is for right now. We're going to go and skip 2 spaces, place a dark oak wood fence gate, so 2 spaces between the end rod and this fence gate. We then want to go and grab ourselves a brick wall. We're going to place down a brick wall here, and then we're going to take our shulker boxes again, and we're going to place down a row of 2 of shulker boxes on its side. We're going to then also take a tripwire hook, and we're going to place down tripwire hooks on those 2 shulker boxes like that. Now for the fenders here, for the rear wheels, we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side here, so dark oak wood upside down stair. An item frame, we're going to go and place down a white bed in the item frame, rotated so the pillow is facing downwards, and then dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair if we're able to, and same thing back here, so just like this. And our dark oak wood sign. Now once that's all done, we want to go and then take our mossy stone brick walls. We're going to go and place down a wall between these 2 stone brick walls, and then going toward the back here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more walls back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 walls back. And then we're going to go and take our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off each one of these walls. And in the space in the center here, we're going to go and place down a dark oak trapdoor here, and then a trapdoor in between those 2 like that. So you get a design that looks like this here on the back. We then want to go ahead and grab a trapdoor and go into the sides here. We're going to place a trapdoor like that. And same thing over here. A trapdoor like so. We're going to then place down an item frame on those 2 trapdoors. In that item frame, we want to go and place down a red bed, and we're going to rotate it so that the pillow is facing toward the insides here. And we're going to take a dark oak wood sign, and if we're able to, place it down on the side of the trapdoor like that for the back here. Also, for the inside here, for a bit of detailing here for the actual chassis, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall between this section here, and we're also going to place down one right here in this location. Going up to the front here, we're going to basically every 2 spaces just place down a mossy stone brick wall like that, going to the front there to kind of create the braces there and create more of a truck-looking type chassis. And once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have for the main structure for this layer. I'm going to go and move into one optional addition, which are going to be making these banners here, which are a really nice addition and kind of create a little bit more of a wheel type shape here for the wheels on this vehicle. Again, kind of completely optional, but just a fun little design I like to throw in for those that do like it. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into making those banners. Alright guys, so to make these banners, they're super simple. We're just going to need 4 black dye, 2 green dye, and 2 black banners. To go ahead and make this, we're going to go into a loom, and we're going to place down our black banners in our loom. We're going to take our green dye, and we're going to place it in the loom as well. We're going to select the line over here on the left side, like so for our first banner, and then our second banner, we're going to do the line over here on the right side. We're going to go then take, it doesn't really matter which banner you take first, but either one of these, same thing will work. We're going to put our banner into our loom, and then our 4 black dye. We're going to go and select the line that goes across the top, the black dye, and the line across that goes across the bottom. We're going to do the same thing for this banner. So, line across the top, and line across the bottom. So we get 2 banners that look like this, basically kind of 2 C-type shapes like that. And we want to go in very simply, go to the stairs here, these polished black stone stairs, and we're just going to place down the banners here on the side of these stairs, all the way around the vehicle. And we want to make sure that the green portion in the center there of the banners is facing toward each other like that to go and make basically the rim of the wheel. Again, creates a nice look for the vehicles, adds a little bit more detail, and kind of makes them look a little bit more like wheels, at least in my opinion. Anyways, that right there is going to do it there for layer number 2 for the build. And with that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our black concrete and we're going to place down a row 3 on top of those dark oak with top slabs. Coming off those 3 blocks here toward the front, we're going to place down ladders like that. And then we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign to both sides of those black concrete blocks. Coming off those stairs, we're going to place down item frames, and then those item frames we're going to place down a white bed, and we want the pillow facing toward the inside there of the truck. And a dark oak wood sign here on those 2 stairs if you're able to, and that's going to make our front headlights. After that, going back from the stair, we want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood top slab on both sides here, and then taking our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across the center. We're going to go then place down 2 green terracotta blocks here down the center like so, dark oak wood upside down stair, and a dark oak wood upside down stair coming off that stair to create a corner stair. Same thing over here, just like that. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, which is going to be coming off this top slab and closed like so. And we're also going to place down a trapdoor on top of this black shulker box here, again to both sides. Once we get done with that, we want to go and then work our way back to this section. Beginning with our right side, we're going to go and take our green shulker boxes and we're going to place down a row of 3 of shulker boxes on their sides like so. And we want to go and then take our ladders and place them down on the sides of those shulker boxes. Over here on the right side, however, we're going to place down shulker boxes again in a row of 3 on their side. But this time, however, we're going to place down a tripwire hook on the center one and then a ladder to both sides like that. We then want to go and take our green terracotta and we're just going to place down a row of 3 green terracotta between those 2 rows of 3 of green shulker boxes to fill that space in the center. Now once we get to this section here, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a line that goes all the way down the center of our build. So just like this, going all the way toward the back here, and we're going to stop once we get to this trapdoor, the last one on the end there, like that. Now once we get this done, we're going to start working on our sides. So to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and starting with our left side. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, sorry, remember, it's going to be just 8 dark oak wood upside down stairs, and then we want to go ahead and take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 upside or top slabs like that along the side there. We then want to go ahead and go to this slab right here, so right above the fence gate, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, an item frame, and then in that item frame, we're going to place down an orange concrete block like that for the emergency shutoff button. And we can go and then go over to the other side here, and we're going to go ahead and do somewhat of a similar design. So over here on the right side, it's going to be a dark oak wood upside down stair, top slab. However, this time we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, and then come off those 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes. We're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair here, a top slab, and just like we did on the other side, we're going to place on an item frame, an orange concrete block in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over the slab if we're able to. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood upside down stairs back, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood top slabs along the front there of the stairs. We then want to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs back to back, which are going to be on top of these 2 polished black stone stairs from the previous layer to go ahead and make the fenders here over the rear wheels of the truck. Now once we get that done, we're going to then take dark oak wood signs, and actually, sorry, to begin with, we're going to take item frames. We're going to place down item frames here on these 2 stairs, and we want to go ahead and place down white beds angled in these item frames like that. And very simply, we're going to go ahead and, if we can, place down dark oak wood signs on the sides of those stairs. Same thing over here on this side as well. Item frames, white beds rotated around to face those directions like that, and dark oak wood signs like that on the sides of the stairs. Once we have that complete, we're going to go and then take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4 upside down stairs, then 1, 2, 3, 4 dark oak wood top slabs. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 upside down stairs, and 1, 2, 3, 4 dark oak wood top slabs. On the very back here, for the start of the ladder, we're going to place down a zombie head coming off these 2 stairs, and then a end rod across in between those stairs just like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3. As you can see, we're starting to get a bit more of the structure of the vehicle going here. We're kind of out of the chassis portion and kind of more into the cab and actual refueling system and tank and all that stuff. So anyways, that right there is going to do it there for layer number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to begin with, we're going to take our black concrete, place down a row 3 across that previous row 3 on the front here, and we're going to then place down ladders coming off the sides of those blocks. We then want to go to both sides of those black concrete blocks and place down a green banner. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta, place down a row 3 across, an item frame, and then an orange stained glass block in the item frame. Same thing over here as well, just like that. We then want to go and place down an item frame on the side of this green terracotta block, a black bed in the item frame, rotate on its side, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Just like that, we want the pillow facing toward the front. We're also going to go ahead and take a dark oak sign, and if we're able to, we're going to place it down on the sides of these green terracotta blocks. Once we get to this point here, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 3 across, followed by a second row of 3, and then a tripwire hook again on both sides. Now, at this point here, we're going to then place down a yellow concrete block, which is going to be on both sides here, and we can just go and then fill in the center here for row 3 of green terracotta. We then want to go and take our green shulker boxes and we're going to place down 2 shulker boxes on their sides, like this, and again, that's going to be on both sides there. And we're going to then take ladders and place down a row of 3 of ladders across these 3 blocks like that. And the space here in the center, we can just go and take green terracotta and fill that space in like so. Once we get to this section here, we're going to take mossy cobblestone walls and we're going to place down a row of 5 across on mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to then place down a row 3 of green terracotta, followed by a red concrete block on both sides like that. And we're going to then take our green terracotta and we're just going to do a row of 5 across, followed by a second. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and lastly 14 rows of 5 of green terracotta going all the way back like so. Then going up from the zombie heads here, we're going to place down an end rod that goes up on both sides here, and then a end rod between those two end rods like that for the ladder on the back there. And once we have that all done, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. And actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it as that for right now. And with that, we're going to go move into layer number 5. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started here, we're going to take green carpet, place down a row 3 on top of those black concrete blocks, and then a row 3 of dark oak with trapdoors directly behind it. We then want to take our black stained glass, we're going to place down a row of 3 of black stained glass across, and we want to go and then do a second row 3 directly after that, going across like so. We're going to go then follow this up by taking our green terracotta, and we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across like that. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our banners. So we do have some banners here that are located on the side of the front of the cab here, basically for a little bit more shaping when it comes to the windows. But really simple, all we're going to do is grab 2 black banners and 4 green dye. We're going to go and go into our loom, and for our first banner here, we're going to place a black banner into our loom and our green dye. We're going to go and select the line over here on the left side of the banner like so, and then we want to go and split the banner on the bottom here with green terracotta. So just like that, that's going to make our first banner. We're going to go do basically the same thing for the second banner here, but we're going to go and do the opposite. So we're going to select the line over here on the right side, and we want to go and do the line of green across the bottom as well. Now we can go and then take our black banners, we can place our first one here on the side, so we have the green line here facing toward the front, and we're going to go and do the same thing over here on this side, so just like that for our side windows. Now once we get to this point, we do have to do our side mirrors. For our side mirrors here, we're going to place down a dark oak sign, which can be coming off the banner like so, and it's kind of tricky to get, but once you're able to get it, you want it like so, and same thing over here on this side. Again, it's a little tricky to get to work just right, but once you get it, looks like that. Now we then want to go and take a mossy cobblestone wall, place it down coming off this loom, or not the loom, but the banner to the side here. We're going to go and grab ourselves an item frame and some white, or just some standard glass panes. So just like this, we're going to place down our item frame and then our glass pane in the item frame like that to both sides. Now this next trick we're going to be using here is, I believe, a feature that most versions of Minecraft should have, or something like that. But we're going to be going ahead and using a Minecraft debug stick to go ahead and create a cool design here with our levers. And for this, we're just going to go ahead and go to the bottom and top of the mossy cobblestone walls on both sides like that. And we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves levers. Now we're going to take our levers, place them down on the sides of these blocks. So just like that. Now what we want to do next is we want to go and do the command /give @p Minecraft, and it's going to be the colon and the debug stick. So just like this. And in doing so, we can go ahead and use this to go ahead and change the selected face, which is in parentheses there, wall, and we're going to select it so it's facing toward the floor, and that's going to be for the top ones. For the bottom ones here, we're going to basically select it so that it's facing toward the ceiling, so like that. And same thing over here, like so. We then want to go and change the rotation of them, so we're going to left click, and we are going to be able to have its selection. Now this one right here, we want to rotate this around 180 degrees so it's facing east, and this one over here on the right side is going to be facing west. Same thing down here for the bottom ones. So just like that. And then once we have that done, we can go and then delete these concrete blocks, and we have these kind of bugged levers right there for the mirrors there. Creates a nice design for it. Again, some of you may not have access to that. If that's the case, you can go and just place down the dark oak sign and disregard the levers. But just a kind of a cool little technique there for those of you that do have access to that can use. Anyways, once we have that complete there, we're going to then take our green terracotta, and we're going to do a row of 3 across the top here of these blocks on the side. We're going to place down an item frame on both ends, a white bed in the item frame, and make sure the beds are facing toward the sides there. And then a dark oak sign over the item frames like that, again if you're able to. And then the middle space there, we're just going to place down a dark oak sign like so. On the opposite side, we're going to take our green shulker boxes, place down a row of 3 of upside down green shulker boxes across, and then we're going to go and take ladders and place down a row of 3 ladders across those blocks. Then we can just go and fill the inside in here with green terracotta between those 2 rows. This section here, we're going to place down another row of 5 of mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across. On both ends here, we're going to place down an item frame, and then a white bed in the item frame, which we want the pillow facing toward the front here for this one, and then a dark oak sign like that on the side of the item frame. Same thing over here. So just like this. We then want to go and take our green terracotta, and we're going to basically place down rows of 5 of green terracotta going all the way across until we get to our back section. So this is just going to fill this whole space in, like so, going back. And just like that. And we do want to go and switch out this block right here for a red concrete block. We're going to go then take our end rods. We're going to go up from these end rods here to both sides, and then a end rod there in the center like that. Then on the sides here, we're going to place down an item frame, white bed in the item frame, rotate to its side, and a dark oak sign. Same thing over here as well. Just like that, and our dark oak sign as well. Now, one thing we can go ahead and do now is basically resemble, quote-unquote, the writing on the side here. Kind of a janky design, but I think it actually kind of works for what we're trying to go for. Obviously, we can't make the actual writing at this scale, so the next best thing here is to go and use this technique. So for this technique, real simple, we're going to grab the banners. I'm going to show you guys how to make those 2 designs. Alright guys, so to make these 2 banner designs, we're just going to need 2 green banners, 2 white dye, and 1 green dye. Our first banner here, well actually both of these banners, we're going to place down into our loom and our white dye. We're going to go and select the brick pattern for both of these. So we should get 2 banners that look like this, and then we're going to take whichever one, doesn't really matter, put it back into our loom, take our green dye, and we're going to go and split it in half by placing down a row of green across the bottom half like so. And very simply, all we want to do now is take the banners, and we're going to take our split in half banner. We're going to place down 1, 2 right here. Same thing over here, 1 and 2. We then want to go ahead and skip 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces back. We're going to go and do our split banner, our 2 full banners, and another split banner like that along the side there. We're going to go over here and do the same exact thing. So just like that. And then on the very back here, we're going to place down a split banner on this left side, and then a regular banner over here on the right side. So it should look something that looks just like that there for our banners. Pretty simple design there, and with that, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 5, and with that, let's go and move into our last layers 6 and 7. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our final layers. We have layers 6 through 7. For these layers here, we're going to go and start off by going ahead and going to the top up here. We're going to go and place down a row of 3 of zombie heads across those black full stained glass blocks. We can go do another technique here to create the hazard lights, and very simply for this, we're going to place down a row of 3 of blocks here, 3 acacia wood buttons, and then we can use our debug stick here to go and select the direction that the buttons face. And for us, we're going to have the direction facing south just due to the way we have this vehicle oriented. So basically we're going to have it rotate around so that the buttons are basically connecting up here with the zombie heads, and then we can go and delete these blocks like so, and that creates kind of our hazard lights there, kind of a cool design for it again if you have access to that capability. After that, we're going to then take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of slabs across. We then want to place down a dark oak wood fence post in the center here, and then a lantern on top of it, followed by 2 dark oak wood slabs on both sides of that fence post. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs across, or sorry, row 5 actually, and then the second row 5 across as well. When we get to this section here, we're going to skip the space in the center and place down a zombie head to both sides, and then we're going to place down 1 additional zombie head over here on the left side. From this, we want to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to go ahead and run back from the zombie heads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 dark oak wood slabs back, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here on the end. We're going to do the same thing on this side here, so going back from this zombie head, and then a dark oak wood stair there in the center, like so. To both sides of the stair, we're going to place down a zombie head. Then going up from these end rods, we're going to place down 1 more end rod that goes up. We're going to place down a placeholder block on top of those 2 stairs. A zombie head coming off the side of the block. We can go and then delete that block and then place down a zombie head coming off the back of that one, like that on both sides. And then we want to go ahead and go to the center line here, and for our detailing hip here for the top of the tank, we're going to take some polished black pressure plates, go back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back down the center here. We're going to then place down a redstone repeater, and then change the green terracotta block here for a green shulker box. Then we're just going to take our polished blackstone pressure plates and just fill this whole space in, going all the way toward the back. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layers 6 through 7. And with that, that's going to complete my tutorial here for the R-11 refueler. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put good use. If you do use this build, I do ask you guys to give me proper credit for it. This could be anything from a sound of the build, tweet to my channel, or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use your projects you guys are working on. And that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2 before, and I'll see you guys next time.